Okay, welcome back. This is the iPad version of the tutorial. Obviously, you can certainly use the two audio labs if you wish, but you can also do most of this recording for podcast on the iPad as well. This is a mirror of an iPad that is very similar to the one you guys use, so everything should be okay here. I'm going to start up GarageBand on the iPad. It's a free program if you've ever messed around with a GarageBand on the iPad. It's a little bit different than the computer-based version. I've actually got a file in here. Let me get back to the library. So when you start iPad, you can either be in the library or I think in essence it will start with this type of a process. You can actually switch to what you want. You have all these options that you can choose from. You can do drums, keyboards, sound library, external drummer, all kinds of stuff, guitar, bass, strings. And what you're going to find out on the iPad is the touchscreen changes how you interface with the program a heck of a lot. So I'm just going to go in and do a simple audio track here. Audio recorder, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And you're faced basically with an audio screen, and it's all set to go. Obviously, the beautiful thing about an iPad is that there is a microphone already on it. So you can see the levels bouncing up and down. I'm actually working through a microphone on my computer itself, but the microphone on the iPad is picking up my voice as well. So you can change how much volume down or up on your iPad right here. Out, don't worry about so much. I've got radio ready in here, but there's all kinds of settings you can use. You've got producer effects. You've got, fun stuff. You can have a robot voice if you want. There's a clean voice in here. I'm going to go back to the vocals and use the radio ready just to use some sort of a filter system where you've got tone, pitch control, compression. This is going to change the way how your voice sounds when you record through iPad. You see me sliding on the slider up here, down and up. That basically changes the amount of the amount of noise the microphone is picking up, and you want to stay out of the red. I'm kind of in the red a little bit, so I'm going to move back down a little bit. Yellows are fine, but you never really want to be in the red because then it'll distort your voice. The microphone will distort your voice as you record. So I've got all my settings set up, good to go. You can actually record right from here. If I push record, you'll actually see your metronome will kick, or your count in will kick in, and it's actually recording my voice. You see the playhead above moving forward, and you're actually recording. You can see as the out levels, it's telling you that you have the microphone coming in, recording your voice, and it's going back out as a recording. So I actually just recorded a little bit of my voice, and it'll go back and play back through, which I can stop right here using the transports. This is not a screen that you typically would see. So when I push on the view track screen, there is the voice that I actually recorded. And as I kick back and play it, I think my volume's down on the iPad here. Nope, it's up. Telling you that you have the microphone coming in, recording your voice, and it's going back out as a recording. So you can actually hear my voice there. You can see as the out levels, you can drag this playhead wherever you want. Obviously, you don't have any keyboard, so using keyboard
and it's
strokes
actually recording
won't
my
help you too
voice.
much.
You see the playhead above moving forward, and you're actually...
So hopefully you can hear that recorded voice. In essence, that's about as simple as it gets in terms of recording with an iPad. You can actually kick it out to, once you're done with your recording, you can certainly kick it out. How do you edit, right? The question becomes, how do you edit something you've recorded already? So let's say I use this track and I want to edit out just the middle of it, all right? I might have made a mistake, or I want to edit the end. Same recording process happens. I would say if you make a mistake when you're recording, you can certainly stop the recording if you want, but I would encourage you not to do that. I would encourage you to just keep your mouth quiet for a little bit. You'll actually see the waveform die out, and you can actually see where you want to get rid of stuff. So that being the case, let me zoom in here real quick. And that's a pinch, right? I'm pinching in. Let's say I want to get rid of, I got some dead wave right there, and I want to cut that piece out right there. I put the playhead where I want to on the track, and then I can actually move it very precisely where I want it to be. So I'll put the playhead there, and let's say I want to make a cut right there. I'm going to double click on the playhead, and then I'm going to hit split. And what that does is it allows you to cut the track right there. I'm going to move over, put the playhead on the other end of where I want to cut. I'm going to double click and I'm going to split the track right there. So I actually have slide down and it cuts the track. I can move away and I can select just that one chunk. And then if I long press or double press, I can actually delete that chunk right there and then slide the rest of the recording over. So you can edit very similarly to how we were doing the edits in the GarageBand on a computer. That'll kind of cover the edit piece. Let's say you want to add in, maybe you want to add in music, or if you want to add in another microphone, you can, but it gets a little complex. iPads are kind of made for a singular recording, unless you have an external microphone, and then you could do something different in terms of having two people speak into an iPad. That's for another whole different video piece at that point, a little video tutorial for that. But at least this allows you to be able to, right, move your track around. You can cut, copy, edit. You can slide. You can zoom in, zoom out. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. So that'll be a good starter for you there. You can also, if you want to add some music, maybe, if you hit your loops file, you would have to be logged in to your machine. But you can actually, I can actually browse items from the file app. And let's say you had, I'm not sure I'm logged into iPad to iCloud here, but if I was logged into iCloud, you could actually put an MP3 in your iCloud folder and actually pull it in from here. But I'm not sure on this iPad if I'm logged into iCloud. But obviously, you have all these loops that you can pick from too as well. These are all musical pieces that you can throw in. Let's pick alt pop music one or alt pop acoustic one, and let's say I want to use that. So I'll actually drag that off into the screen, and there's your music file right here. So at this point, you hear the music,
and it's actually recording my voice. You see the play
and the talking over the top of it. Slide this out, and there's your volume. Similar to the way the computer works with GarageBand, you can pull the music back down if you want. We can start from scratch.
Or your count in will kick in, and it's actually recording my voice. You see the playhead above.
You can actually keep
moving forward.
Keep the music on as you're talking through it as well, just by messing around with the volume. You have solos and mutes, right? We can mute tracks. We can solo tracks, which mute the other tracks. So those are very similar to the way GarageBand works. In terms of once you're done and pushing this thing out, so I'll have to select it, and then if I long press on it, you will get the menu below, and we want to share, and this will allow me to kick it out as a song. So I would click song. I believe it's going to go to MP3 for sure. You can add some information in there. I don't know. Let's call it. I did talk about this high quality. You could go medium quality and be okay. Fill in your information and then say share, and it'll tell you where do you want to put it. Let me just fill this in here. Let's see what this all does. I'll put in myself as the artist for my podcast. That's good. I say share, and it allows you to go anywhere. You can mail it, which is probably what you'll end up doing. I can imagine. Yep, you can post it to a Schoology assignment there as well. So you can go straight from your iPad once you're done creating your podcast, straight out to your Schoology account or the assignment that you're posting into there. I know I just blew a lot of stuff right by you, but hopefully you picked up on some stuff. Obviously, with the use of these videos, you can always go back, rewind, and see what I did. Hope it helps.